Welcome. And we want to let you know once again that this is Nelly's TV, and we're here to bring you news that you can use. All right. Before we proceed, I would like to thank you, all of you who have subscribed to our channel. We are really very grateful to you. We are really very thankful. We appreciate sincerely. We thank you very much for your support. And for those of you who have not subscribed, please do well to do so to encourage us and also to get notification whenever we publish a new video. Okay, so what are we talking about today? People, you see, we will continue to tell you what you need to know about the contraption called Nigeria and what you need to do as an individual, because the general advice of getting your PVC, that is personal voters card, so that you can vote in 2027, is just a charade. They've already rigged the election, and the criminals will still go back there. So if you want to enjoy the dividends of a country, if you want to see yourself as a citizen of a country and be respected also, like other citizens of other countries are respected, then look for a way to fight for your freedom. Get out of that enclave, that evil enclave called Nigeria, and find yourself your own homogeneous country where people will respect people and the world will also respect you. Because if you respect yourself, others will respect you. Nigeria does not respect itself. They only go about proving to the whole world that they are criminal entities. Nigeria is one of the countries that steal their resources most and take to foreign countries to stash in their banks. So why would you be stealing your resources and taking them to other countries, and yet you expect these countries to respect you? They look at you as an idiot, as a fool, as somebody who doesn't have any good thought about its citizens, about his citizens, sorry. And that is why they don't respect Nigerian citizens anywhere in the world, because their leaders are busy disrespecting them by themselves. So if your leader disrespects you, why should the leader of another country respect you? So if you want to live in a country where you are respected as in living in your own country, then you've got to reject Nigeria now as I speak with you and begin to look for a way to get yourself a new country for yourself. It is possible. It only takes commitment. Okay? And if you are from Biafra or you are an Igbo, it is highly needed, like as in since yesterday, not even today, because we have really lost a lot of lives in that country. They wouldn't allow us to be. They keep unaliving people. Every checkpoint, they unalive people there in the southeast, but this thing doesn't happen in the north. Doesn't happen in the north. It's only in the southeast that you see almost every 1 kilometer a military or police checkpoint. Even Navy, naval officers now have checkpoint on the roads. Tell me what naval officers are doing on the road. That is only in the southeast. It doesn't happen in the north. If you ask them, they will give you reasons why they should do that. That is not a country. It is a prison. It is an enclave meant to subdue a set of people. So let us see the criminality going on. We have told you several times that there is state-sponsored terrorism going on in Nigeria. So this time around, we don't only have the conventional terrorist organizations like Boko Haram, ISWAP, and the rest of them. Not only that exists in Nigeria, the uniformed and arm-carrying so-called security officers in Nigeria are also terrorists. They are terrorists. Apart from the fact that the terrorists that are taken from Boko Haram are reintegrated into the security architecture of Nigeria, these people also, even those who are not from the terrorist background, they also behave like terrorists because they do whatever the criminal politicians tell them to do. Criminal politicians will tell them, go to this place, burn houses, unalive people, and come back and nothing will happen. I want you to analyze so people for me, so persons for me. And police and army will just go there and do that. So this is state-sponsored terrorism. And on the other hand, they also work hand in hand with these active conventional terrorists in the bush. Each time they want to come and attack a community, you will see police and army will just become non-functional. They won't do anything. Instead, they will support them to escape, to operate safely and escape. And then they will come back and tell you, we will go after the perpetrators of this dastardly act. Ever since we started hearing that, we have never seen them prosecute any Fulani herdsman till today. So that is not a country that promises to be functional tomorrow. So the earlier you begin to fight for your own free country where people will be held accountable for their evil, the better for you. And if you are an Igbo, if you are a Biafra, begin now to support your freedom. It is ongoing. If you say you are not Biafra, you don't support Biafra, that will not exonerate you from the danger that is about coming upon you. One day they will invade your community and perhaps your family members or loved ones will become victims. So just get that into your score and begin to think of how to go about it. Election cannot change Nigeria for you. Now, look up. This is a crisis that happened in Abuja recently, one of the communities in Abuja. Crisis in Abuja community, one unalived, several injured as Buhari Council chairman. Look at it. It happened in Buhari. The chairman engaged in land grabbing. He went about grabbing people's land from the community by force. And when the community people talked, he deployed soldiers and policemen. Look at them trying to harass members of the community for their land that he grabbed. This is one of the state-sponsored terrorism we are talking about. Who else behaves like this if not terrorists and criminals? Here, the police and the people are having an engagement, a very fierce engagement right now. All right? Because the youth of the community said we won't allow this thing to happen. We won't allow it to happen. And then it became a problem. So they are trying to resist the police from coming to carry out whatever nefarious activities they were coming there to carry out, according to the instruction of the Buhari Council chairman. That is all we are talking about. This thing can only happen in Nigeria. It doesn't happen in other sane countries. Nigeria is a terrible enclave. It is a useless territory. And these things will happen like this, and nothing will happen to the chairman. I'm telling you, nothing will happen to him. He will do these things, unalive people. One person has already gone down, and several of them injured. And that will be the end of the story. Nothing will happen to him. Tomorrow he will do even worse. And then you come out and tell me that you want Biafra you want Nigeria to continue. Now listen to what this guy is saying. It is about some people that Fulani herdsmen abducted. So when they abducted them, they demanded some amount of money, 1 million naira per head. So some people were able to raise the 1 million and got their relatives out. The others were there. The relatives could not raise the money, and they kept trying their best until one day they were able to raise the money. And before they went there, the terrorists had already paid the remaining people. That was very unfortunate. Very unfortunate in a place they call a country. Terrorists will just be having a field day operating freely and unaliving people. All right, and nothing happens. They still collected the money from these people, yet their relatives were already gone. And what is the worst part of it? The worst part of it is that these people were the criminals were aided by Nigerian military in this act of um, abduction, kidnapping. It was Nigerian army that helped them to do the job. And behind the scene, they will go and share the money they got from ransom with the Nigerian army, Nigerian police, and other security architecture that work around our place. And you call that place a country. Listen. Okay, the volume is low. Let me raise it a bit so that I can also hear what he's saying. Just give me a bit. All right. Let me play it again.
And kidnappers carry 53 people for inside Zamfara community. So they can't tell their family to go and bring 53 million.
So the people were 18 persons, 35 persons, that is 53 persons, all right, 53 persons. So the first 18 people who were released, their families were able to raise the 1 million, and the first 18 persons were released. It was remaining 35 people. And it's not as if government didn't hear about this, because they stayed with these criminals for many days. Government heard about it. But what did they do? They did nothing. Police had, army had, they didn't do anything. That is the value of a citizen in Nigeria. Kidnappers can just come and capture you and nothing will happen until you lose your life, and that ends it. The politicians will come and say, we will bring these criminals to book. These criminals who committed this dastardly act will be brought to book, and that will end the story. And you think this thing is going to end anytime soon? Okay.
That is 1 million each. Now, only 18 family members were able to produce 18 million. They released 18 people. About 35 still remain for them. The family no get money. Governments don't want to release them. So now, the thing, those people can't stay in their captivity for like 5 months.
5 months. Did you hear that? They spent 5 good months in captivity. Okay. And there was a government, though. There is a government in that place.
Well, finally, if he raised the 35 million to go give to these people, the person where they say before that person arrived there, according to the story when me and the year, before they arrived there, they don't buy all the 35 person finish. Whether they still collect the money from there or they don't collect to me, I don't know. They buy the 35 innocent Nigerians there.
Okay, he said he's not very sure whether the criminals still collected the ransom of the 35 persons, but before they could arrive with the 35 million naira, they had already eliminated those people. Unfortunate.
For inside Zamfara community.
Now, and this thing happened in Zamfara. Okay.
Now they say from where these people keep these people, as in where the bandits and guards stay, to where the military stay. It's not just about 3 kilometers.
Okay, I'm going to replay it. That where the kidnappers were keeping their victims, from that place to the next military checkpoint was just about 3 kilometers. Imagine, only 3 kilometers from where there is a military checkpoint to where these kidnappers were keeping their victims. 3 kilometers only, and they spent 5 good months in that bush, and these military people were busy operating only on the roads and never went searching for these so-called citizens who have been in captivity for 5 good months. That is a country for you, right? That is a country.
Military stay is not just about 3 kilometers. From where these people keep these people, as in where the bandits and guards stay, to where the military stay, it's not just about 3 kilometers.
Yeah.
Understand?
Just only 3 kilometers.
3 kilometers. Now, these people, they inside that Zamfara state. And our security agencies, they know where they stay.
They know where these criminals are staying in the bush. The security agents, police, army, and the rest of them, they know where these Fulani herdsmen are staying in the bush, but they will not go there.
Government said know where they stay. Few days ago, I read another news. I was reading a news where they say that some of our communities paid how much tax give these people.
So some Zamfara communities are not paying tax. They are now paying tax to the terrorists in order to exist. That is a country for you. Let's continue.
Pay tax just for them to fit go market, for them to fit go do this one, for them to fit work out freely, for them to fit chop food for inside their house or communities for Zamfara State. You understand? So we dey find all these people up and down. We know they see them. You understand? We dey find them up and down. We know they see them. A common man in this country go thief 1 cup of garri. They fit even go put rope for the man neck safe, make it brutalized. But then go.
Yeah. An ordinary person go and steal 1 cup of garri, they will just deal with you. They will deal with you mercilessly. But these criminals, they will do all sorts of evil and nothing will happen. That is a country for you, right? Of course, an upside down country. Nigeria is an upside down country.
Go pay Kiboko boys, they go pay bandits. After some time, they go even rehabilitated according to they can't give them money, give them food, give them fair clothes, leave them, carry them, enjoy the society. Now, these people now they tell now say for peace to enter Nigeria. I made the video before. For peace to enter Nigeria, una must make Fulanese people go deputy governors, from deputy to governors, SSGs. That is the position these people they demand for una hand.
Okay, so you must give them positions for you to have peace in your country. And these are people they told us are foreigners, so that they are foreigners, they are not Nigerians, but they are here dictating for you what you must do in order to have peace. Otherwise, they will continue to analyze people in your community. And you think that the security officers who are not protecting you today will somehow begin to protect you tomorrow, right? Keep thinking. If you are a Biafran listening to me, you must be very, very out of your mind to start thinking that by staying in Nigeria, you have any future or any hope. So you better come and begin to support your freedom if your senses are still up and running. Let me show you this one. A man says, I regret coming back to Nigeria. A Nigerian died months after son died in Nigerian police custody. This is part of the state-sponsored criminality we are talking about. State-sponsored terrorism. What happened to this man? He was living abroad and until when he was old, he's about 90 something, I think 92, yeah. And he came back to Nigeria. At least he said, let me now come back to my home country. You see how home country. He came back with his children. And at some point, there was a kind of face-off between one of his children and somebody over land, and they were dragging it. One day, they were just in the house. The police came and arrested one of the boys, one of the sons of this man. They were not boys this time. They were already middle-aged men, 50-something years, 40-something years. So they arrested the younger one and took him to police custody. And there was no good charge. As usual, police will just arrest somebody and detain him. They are looking for money, not even to settle the issue. So they said they were dragging land with one lady like that. So after some days, the family was still preparing to go and, if it is a court case, let them go to court and settle this because the detention was becoming worrisome. So one day, police said that they should that one of them should bring the young man food because he was hungry. So the family sent the elder brother to the police station with some food to go and give to his younger brother. And on getting there, they also detained the elder brother. Can you imagine? That is a place you call a country. Why are you detaining people? No explanation. And that was how the young man was also there until before you knew it, the family then prepared their lawyer and they went to the police station this time around, at least to charge the case to court. On getting there, they saw that the young man, the one that brought food for the younger brother, had already collapsed and gave up. Okay? He lost his life in the police station. Nobody knows exactly what happened there, that the man gave up. They took him to the hospital and he was declared no longer alive in the hospital. The man started regretting. If I had known, I wouldn't have come back to Nigeria. That is the story of many people. It was in this same Nigeria that a guy left a city called Hamburg in Germany and went to Nigeria to see the family because the wife just gave birth to a new baby. The baby was at that time 2 months old. So after staying a bit with the family, he wanted to go back to Hamburg in Germany. And on getting to Imo Airport, before you knew it, one of the Air Force officers just shot the guy and he gave up. And when the officer was asked what happened, he said that the taxi driver did not park well. The taxi driver didn't park well. So what led to the death of the passenger? And this young man gave up in the presence of the family, the wife, the little baby of 2 months, and the other older baby of 2 years only. You can imagine, all of them were crying. Very painful. Somebody came all the way from Germany and nothing happened to him, and he came to his own home country, and that was where he was unalived. And you call it a country. Until today, what happened? Nothing, of course, nothing. The young man went. People, evil are happening in Nigeria. State-sponsored evil, state-sponsored terrorism, state-sponsored extortion, state-sponsored oppression, state-sponsored banditry. They are happening. Both the ones they commit themselves, police and army and the rest of them, and the ones they enable, they aid the main conventional terrorist activity organizations and Fulani herdsmen to carry out against the citizens. And I begin to wonder, what have the citizens done to you people that you so much hate them? I've never seen a second country that hates her citizens the way Nigeria hates her own citizens. So you can't be a citizen and all your country is doing to you is looking for a way to molest you or to unalive you. Such a place cannot be called a country. If you are a Biafran listening to me now, make it a point of duty to fight for your freedom. Otherwise, you are working against the freedom of others. Because when we want to march forward and you are marching backward, you are putting a clog on our wheel. So you better march forward with all of us, because we must leave that enclave in order to save lives. Because every day that passes in Nigeria, people lose their lives. And if your senses are up and running, you better come and begin to support your freedom. Saying that you are not a Biafran will not exonerate you. The evil that is befalling others is not befalling them because they are more sinful than you are. You are not more righteous than they are. It is just time and chance that happen to them, and you never can tell who will be the next person to receive that ugly side of life from Nigeria, ugly side of treatment. Time and chance can happen to you tomorrow, and Nigeria will happen to you. So you better make moves now to save yourself, save your family, save your children, and the ones yet unborn. Every Saturday, come and support your freedom. Right here on this channel, we'll be streaming the fundraising, and you donate. You donate because we need money to pursue this thing at the international scene and also back home for our soldiers to repel the criminals, the Fulani herdsmen and terrorists that are trying to invade our community. All right? We can't do this thing empty-handed. So don't sit down there and say, what are they doing now? Who are they? Who are those people you are saying, what are they doing now? You are part of them, because if they invade your community today, you will be a victim. If not directly, you will be indirectly and a victim, either through your loved ones or your family ones. And then you will know that it is very, very painful for Nigeria to happen to you. Nigeria has happened to many people who are even better than you, more highly placed than you. So you are not an exemption. You better make haste now and begin to support your freedom. That's all we have for you for now. Thank you for stopping by and do have a nice day. Bye for now.